On mute again. Y'all know it can't be right if I ain't on mute. Oh my God. How is everybody doing this evening? I hope you're doing okay. I'm Eve with the Baby's Booty. And tonight we're going to talk about rhinestones, blinging things. We're going to bling some things. And depending upon how the questioning goes tonight, we'll either cut out a rhinestone template and bling a shirt or something, or we'll work on maybe the volleyball. I don't know. I need to do some more bling into that. So that's what I have on tap this evening. So be sure if you have any questions about rhinestones or blinging or anything of that magnitude, please be sure to drop your questions in the comment section and we will get to it shortly. Now, keep in mind, although we are talking about rhinestones, the chat is open for any other questions you may have in regards to sublimation, DTF, rhinestones, of course, embroidery. I mean, the list goes on and on because this is a crafting channel, of course. And so we can talk about any of the above aforementioned subjects here tonight. So question and answer time, no worries. We will get to the questions. So just to give you a sneak peek of what we got, there's a little section of the rhinestones we have that we'll be working with. We got some flat backs up on that top in the smaller containers. And the larger containers, we have our hot fix, which usually goes on shirts and such. And on the rotating carousel down to the right, that's some hot fix rhinestones. And there's some more I'll show you here in a little bit, even on a higher shelf with larger containers of stones. So just to give you a sneak peek of what we got in store for tonight. So at any rate, here on the Baby's Booty channel, we talk about all things crafting. And we also have a Facebook group. You're welcome to join our group, and the link is in the description below. So be sure to check that out, because in our group, you can ask questions, you can post pictures of the designs and things that you've been working on. And if you're trying to get into bling, well, you definitely have come to the right group. We have a lot of folks in there that do bling, and we will get to your questions there as well. And also here on this channel, we do have an option for you to join as a member here on the channel, which will open you up to exclusive emojis. And also you get an opportunity to get a bell if you request it. So we do have a purple bell that is available to you. And what we do with this purple bell, we ring the bell every time someone gets a new baby, and such as a new printer, a new heat press, a new cutting machine. No matter what it is, you let us know in the comments what you got and that you received it and it's there, and we'll ring the bell and celebrate your achievement with you. All right. So one of the things that I like to do here on this channel is I like to say hello to the folks who have joined us this evening, because of course without you all, I wouldn't have a channel. That's what this channel is for. It's not for me, it's for you. So I want to say hello, and I do have my chat up here on a different screen. So give me one moment while we scroll up to the beginning so that I can say hi to everyone who's joined us. And we're going to start out with Miss Isabel Morgan Catlett. Good evening. How are you? Miss Kathy Creations. Hey, hey. Carol Mitchell. Good evening. Miss Ethel Smith. Good evening. She says from Georgia. Good evening, Miss Ethel Smith, and she is a member here on the YouTube channel, and we want to thank you, Miss Ethel Smith, for being a YouTube hoop group member. I appreciate it. Takia, hello. Sondoras, hello. Mary Brown, get my words right, Mary Brown. S. McGee, hello. How are you? Sharon Davenport from Deep East Texas, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. EJ's daughter is a member as well. Thank you very much for being a YouTube hoop group member, and good evening to you as well. Kristen Smith, hello. Tanyu, hey Miss Tanyu, how are you doing? And thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member. We appreciate you as well. Miss Pressure, thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member. We appreciate you, and thank you for joining us this evening. Nancy Rivera, hello. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Simone Warren, hello. How are you? Hope you're having a good evening as well. So let's see, Felicia Storm, thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member. We appreciate it. Carmen Alvarado says, hello, even hoop group. Enjoyed seeing you last night. Hair looked beautiful. I know I was trying to be cute, y'all. I was trying. Oh my God, I don't even want to talk about it. There's a lot of things that I can do in this world. Hair is not one of them. I'm here to tell you. That's why it's always pulled back, because I'm not a hairdresser. So at any rate, but I appreciate that, Miss Carmen. Thank you very much. And thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I really appreciate it. Sonia Siegler, I'm good. How are you? Welcome. Michelle Anderson, hello. Chris Smith, hello. How are you? Lupe, hey Lupe, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for being here and for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Well, is Lupe a YouTube group? No, but even still, you've been here for forever. So welcome, Lupe. Deborah Tucker, hello. Willie Roseman, hello. Beverly Moss, good evening. Y'all, it's been a long day. 2011, Miss Max, hello. Welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I do appreciate that. Lori Campbell, Maddie Washington, thank you for being here. I appreciate it, and thank you as well for your kind comment. Tammy Johnson, hello. Welcome for your first time. We appreciate you being here, and thank you for saying hello. Miss Lil Nelson, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I really appreciate it, and thank you for being here. Nicole Butler, hello. Lupe say I finally got my Janome MC400E. Congratulations on your new baby. Woo! Purple bell. Congratulations. Yes, that's what's up. Let us know what awesome projects you've been working on your new baby. We'd love to know. Miss 143 says I paused because I wanted to make sure I could hear you when you started talking. Right? I know, right? But I see everything's okay on this live. Happy Sunday, and everyone. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. Yes, we are. Thank you very much. And it's funny because I did go ahead and I purchased a whole new microphone system because remember the one I had last week worked for a little bit and then it cut right off. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to fight somebody. But tonight, or yesterday rather, I purchased one that's supposed to be a whole lot better than that one. And I can't figure out how to make it work. Go figure. So I got to figure that out, and I didn't have time to figure that out this evening because it didn't get here till late. So hopefully we'll have something really cool that you can hear me pretty good for next week and for some videos we got coming up that I'm recording. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, Debbie from South Carolina, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Carmen Alvaredo, you say, when I try to sublimate on Dollar Tree canvas, they end up bending. What am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. That canvas is kind of flimsy. And what you have to understand is heat is going to warp things. Just like, you know, if you were to lay a piece of wood out in the sun, eventually that sucker is going to warp. So that being the case, you kind of have to press it. And as soon as you take it off the heat press, what a lot of people do is put something heavy over the top of it, like, you know, the old dictionary or something like that. So put something weighty on top of it to try and help it, when it cools off, that it retains a more flat shape. See if that helps you, because that's what I had to do when I was sublimating on those Dollar Tree canvases. It's not anything that you're doing wrong. It's just, I mean, that's a lot of heat for that canvas. So that's what it was doing. Big Boy Prince. Hey, Big Boy Prince. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. And you guys, since he's here, I also want to let you know, we have a new baby too. But we're not going to ring the bell for this baby just yet. It's a big old baby too. Oh my gosh. I think this is probably the biggest baby we've ever had here. So that being the case, what I am going to do is wait to let you guys know, because there's some new attachments and stuff that I have to get for it. Because once we debut it on the show, we want it to work, right? You know, completely and fully. So I gotta make sure it works the way it's supposed to. And in addition to that, if you watched the live, because I was interviewed live on Big Boy Prince channel Friday evening. If you watched the live, then you know what we got. You know, I didn't say it in detail, but I did open and let the cat out the bag a little bit. So you might already know what it is, but we're not going to show it until we actually get all of the parts in and make sure that she is taken care of properly. So I'm super excited about that. Chris Smith, and I want to make sure I'm saying this right, Collabo says, I got my 15 needle BAI machine. I'm playing with it now. Congratulations. That's a whole lot of needles to have some fun with. Congratulations on your big baby. Woo! Big baby in the house. Yeah. Congratulations. That's what's up. We do like our multi needles, don't we? Mr. E just stopping by to say hey from New Orleans. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. I appreciate you stopping by to say hello. That's awesome sauce. Deborah Harris, Neil, good evening. How are you? Jackie Maddox says hello from Maryland. Hello to you. And hopefully all of our folks up in the New York area is safe this evening. I don't know. I haven't watched the news lately to see what, conditions are and everything. So hopefully you guys are okay and let us know how you are if you are up in that area. Let us see. Elise. Oh, hi there, Elise. Nice to meet you. Welcome. Nice to meet you as well. We appreciate you being here and taking the time out of your evening to hang out with us. Let's see. Miss Sharon Davenport says hit the thumbs up button. We appreciate that. Please do if you like the video and our lives. Hit the thumbs up button. We do appreciate it. DIY Mom Unique Creations. Hello. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate you being here with us. Miss Andrea Ross from Maryland. Hello, love. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. We appreciate it. Lisa M. Hello for your first time. Welcome. We enjoy having you here. Thank you for joining us and for speaking up and saying hi. If you have any questions, just drop them in the chat below. No worries. Miss Creatively by Kim. Hello, Eve. Watched you on Big Boys Live and you were great. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. We did a lot of talking. That was 2.5 hours of interview. A lot of information, but it was a lot of fun. I actually thoroughly enjoyed myself and the time flew by. So I hope you guys are able to enjoy the video as much as I did having it filmed. That was totally awesome. Joanna Davila, hello, how are you? Welcome. Fancy Boo Creations, I love it. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us and for being here with us this evening. Hassani Banks, good evening to you as well. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Miss Sheila Cushionberry, how is the family? I hope everybody's doing okay. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. T. Johnson, good evening. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Sally Rodriguez, welcome. Dorothy Gaston, hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining us as well. Carol Coleman. Hey, Miss Carol Coleman, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Hopefully you're doing well as well. Vivian Crosby, hello. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Felicia Storm says, Eve, you are teasing us. We want to know today, but I guess we got to wait to see the new Big Bang. Yeah, I'm going to have to tease you right now because unfortunately I got her private parts exposed as well. So I don't want to show her in that condition. We need to make sure she's properly covered for her debut. So we don't want to have any issues for her here on the channel now, do we? But you'll definitely know, and I'll probably put a picture of her in the Facebook group so that you guys can see her before we show her live here so that you can see her. Make a Move Customs, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. I appreciate it. Me Creatively by Kim here from NYC. The rain has stopped. Okay, good. That's good to know because they were predicting that it was going to be really bad. Inspiration Creations. Hello, Lori. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. I appreciate it. Forever Blessed. Hello. Mary Brown says that video was so fun on Friday night. It was. I did have a ball. Contessa Harris. Hello. Welcome. And thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it. Jackie Maddox says, I agree. Hit the thumbs up and give you some love. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And Miss Harmony Links in the house. Hey, 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 boo. How are you? Thank you for joining us this evening. Always a pleasure to have you here as well. Miss Crafty Creation says, Big Boy Prince, will you like your channel? I would love to see the interview. Yeah, I can link your channel. I'll see if I can go ahead and link it here in the chat here in a moment. Bobby Morris, hello. How are you? Welcome. Miss Sheila Cushionberry says the granddaughter's fully recovered. Oh, yeah. Father-in-law still. Oh, no. Ooh, definitely keep me. Now, I sent you a DM on Facebook, I think. So definitely check that out for me when you get an opportunity. And keep me posted, please. And that taste and smell, I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be a minute on that one. I hate to say that, but it is. And then I hope you don't get what I ended up with where the smell comes back, but there's a phantom odor as well. As crazy. It's just so annoying. So annoying, but I'm just thankful that the smell came back because it was not fun. You know, when you spraying Lysol right in front of your face and you can't smell it. Oh no, that's not cool. That was not cool at all. That was scary actually. Veronica Savage. Hey, Miss Veronica Savage, how are you? Linda Dukes, hello. Patrice Williams, I'm good. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Um, Let's see. And G Banks, hello. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate your kind commendation and for joining us this evening. So we're gonna get into doing some rhinestones, y'all. I think rhinestones are a lot of fun, and what I'm gonna do is go ahead and switch the camera again, so that you guys can see the extent of the bling. And I'm actually gonna go over and point some stuff out. And as you know, my microphone is here on the computer and I'm gonna be over there, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me pretty good. So I'll talk a little louder over on that side. But let's go ahead and get you switched over to our Rhinestone collection and let you see some of the others that we have. So with the rhinestones, and sorry for putting like boo all in the camera, y'all know how I am about that. It's really cool. Bling is super cool because you have a couple of different options with bling, and like in this instance, the rhinestones, we use two different types of rhinestones here in our studio. So this type of rhinestone is what's called flat back. Okay, and it's basically the same way the what it is what its name is. It's a stone that has a flat back to it. All right, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but on the back side of this stone is just silver. There's no, it's a silver foil. There's no glue or anything on the back of this stone. So what this stone is for you to adhere with adhesive. So this stone is used with an adhesive. Like some people use E6000. I don't use E6000 because E6000 has a pretty harsh odor to it. And I'm just dropping stones, child. You know this is crazy. But E6000 has a harsh odor to it, and that odor is pretty toxic. So I like to use a glue called Super Tight, and I'll show you Super Tight when we get back to um, the computer. But here are our flat back stones. In this particular color, I believe is chameleon is the color of this particular stone. I didn't label it, so I'm gonna have to get that label on there. But this stone is a little bit different from this one. So this one is what's called a hot fix stone. For those who don't know, the hot fix stone is basically just like its name. It's a stone that you fix on with heat. Okay, so with the stones that you apply with heat, you would use a heat press to press this stone on. Now, the ones that you use with the glue is mainly for hard surfaces, such as, you know, shoes, not the canvas shoes, but the more leathery type shoes, or for um, like Starbucks cups, as I showed. Ooh, let me grab it off of this shelf. Starbucks cups, kind of like this one that I did bling on. The surface is hard, so I use E6000 to attach these stones to this Starbucks tumbler. So this is what you would use flat back for. This is the flat back stones that you use with the glue. But the hot fix stones, we make T-shirts out of these, or you can apply these to like Chuck Taylors with a heat gun, not a heat gun, a heat wand. You can use in anything fabric, canvas bags, tote bags, hats. That's what hot fix would be used for, where you can apply heat to make it stick. So these already have the adhesive on the back of them, which is why the back of most of these stones are gray. No matter what color stone, what brand stone, the backside for for those will be gray, whereas the flat back stones generally are silver or gold. It's a foil looking color. We also have some stones up high. Let me see if I can pay attention to what I'm doing. So if you look up there, I also have larger jars of the stones that I use the most. So like red and the clear are common colors that I use in a lot of the bling work that I do because of the cheer team that I do work for. Their color is red, black, and clear, red, black, and silver. So these are our rhinestones. And now over on the rotating carousel, however, those are hot fix as well. And these are, the smaller quantities of stones that I don't quite use as often hot fix. All of these are hot fix. These are the smaller quantities of the hot fix stones. Some of these I've had for a very long time. But I keep them in jars over here so that I can see what the stones are, can kind of readily tell what size they are, as well as, just grab it, use what I need to do, put them back, and keep it kind of organized. My stones, I've kept organized at all times for the most part. Now, when I started getting into most of those in the smaller containers up there are flat back. So this is the new thing that I've kind of started because Be Createful has a subscription box service that you can get a monthly um, project, and so I just started getting into the monthly project not long after they started doing it, and I've been collecting stones since then. And then, in addition, buying quite a few on my own here and there, but that's what those are mostly are the flatback stones. So the Starbucks tumbler is one thing that I've done. I've also done the like there are words. I'll see if I can't show you one of the words. It was family. Now that I think about it, I don't know what I did with. Oh, I know what I did with it. It's way back over there. I don't want to go over there. So I'm just showing you the volleyball. Volleyball is easier. So I've been working on this volleyball for quite some time. Unfortunately, this volleyball is a gift for a cousin's daughter, second cousin. Is that what that be? What she would be to me? I don't know. But this is something that I've been meaning to finish working on. But when you use flat back, which that's what I'm doing with this ball, our flat back stones, you're hand gluing each one by one. Now, granted, if I had a thought about it ahead of time and planned this out properly, I probably could have had templates made for each one of the volleyball panels and had a rhinestone template created to fit this. And then all I would have had to do was brush the stones into the template and apply it to the ball. But that's a little bit difficult because this needs the flat back stones with the glue. So, now I think about it, that wouldn't work unless I use bling anything, which is an adhesive material that you can heat press stones onto and then apply the adhesive. But I think that just wouldn't have translated well with this. I don't know. So some things to think about for in the future, but don't know that I will ever do a sports ball again. I've seen beautiful basketballs, but I don't think I'll ever do a sports ball again because this is a lot of work. But this particular girl, woman, she's in college and she is phenomenal at volleyball. Very, very good. She has a scholarship. So I thought it was appropriate to go ahead and make her one. She has a few years, so I have time. At least I hope I have time. But at any rate, so let us get in here and see what we are going to do. tonight. I'm looking at the chat. Let's see. I like food too much to not to get to taste it, which is why I said from the beginning when I realized that I had when the test came back and it was positive, and I said I hope I do not lose my taste, because if I lose my taste, I'm gonna flip tables. So I never lost my taste, so no tables got flipped. But I did, after healing, getting over it, after getting my smell back, it was like a month or two later, and I started with the phantom smell, but it was phantom smell and taste. So it was like, you go to, even now, you go to eat something. Let's see, what's something I absolutely love to eat, and it just annoys me every time. Something simple too, like for instance, anything. Usually, it's anything that's protein based. Anything protein based. So, for instance, you go to have a piece of chicken, which to me isn't a good example, because the taste, in my thought process, the taste is kind of like oniony, and I can't. That's the only way I can explain. It's like kind of oniony. So you kind of put onion on chicken. So that's like not really a good example, but something that you would not want to have an onion taste, like scrambled eggs, for instance. I don't want my scrambled eggs to taste like onions. So I'll go to eat a scrambled egg or hard-boiled eggs. I love hard-boiled eggs. So if I go to eat a hard-boiled egg and it tastes like that, man, it is just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna eat it anyways because I love hard-boiled eggs. But it's just, it has that extra gross kind of like taste to it, and it's just, I can't explain it. And I hope nobody ever gets that, because I was just like, I have the cousin for the volleyball is on my dad's side. On my mom's side, I have a cousin that we're like sisters. So my sister's daughter has the same thing, that phantom taste and phantom smell. So she has it too, but nobody else has it. Just the two of us. So I just don't want anybody else to get that. Lisa Cage. Yes, Lisa Cage. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Debbie D. Hey, Debbie D. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us in Big Boys Live this past weekend. I appreciate it. Becky Chisholm from Tejas. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, there is a lot of stones over there on that shelf. The hot fix ones, I've been collecting a very long time. I've been doing hot fix for about 2 years now. So, I have quite a few of the hot fix, but I'm just now getting into the flatback stones and collecting those. Dawn DJ said, so glad you said that. I was about to make a huge mistake. I used them for, oh, what do you mean you were going to make a huge mistake? Diane Day says, I use them for posing costumes or putting on costumes for bodybuilding competitions. Cool. Those are some really blingy costumes, aren't they? So yes, you definitely need to use them for those, because they have to be fancy. Is it necessary to have a particular program or design in order to bling? Yes and no. And we'll get into that this evening, which is why I thought it would be good to revisit this. She was been just because of my past during COVID last year, so couldn't visit before, and hospital shut down visitation here before we can get back. Oh my gosh. See? That's the part I didn't like. You couldn't see family members and stuff. It was tragic. This stupid coronavirus. I'll be really happy when it's done. I use Hotfix Era and shortcuts a lot to make rhinestone templates. Lisa says, see, some people, bling anything. Some people are okay with making their own rhinestone templates, and that's great. Hey, PJ Coppage, how are you? Welcome. I eat just a taste food. I would hate to lose my taste, Leila. I'm trying. Flip tables. These very serious about that. I mean, really upset if that happened. Oh, you were going to use the flatbacks on the shirt? Yeah, no. Oh my gosh, please don't. That's torture. I swear it's torture. As a matter of fact, you don't have to have a whole heat press. You can use this thingamabobby, which I got from Hobby Lobby. You can use this if you're doing like 1 by 1. I'm trying to make sure y'all know I'm forever knocking stuff over and tearing up stuff while I'm on the show, and I'm trying real hard not to do that. So I bought this thing. This is like a hotfix wand, and I got it from Hobby Lobby if I'm remembering correctly. So this is kind of like a soldering iron, but not quite. So please don't do what I did and mistake a soldering iron to be the same thing. The temperature is a big difference. So this one doesn't get as hot as a soldering iron, but it's very similar, and it has tips that you can change out. Like this one is a wide flat one, and then they have some that are smaller. So if you're using, like, you need it just in little precise areas just to tack some stones on, you can use this. You don't have to have a whole heat press. Even better though, in smaller areas, you can use like the Cricut mini press is a good option, or if you need just a smidge bigger, you can go on Amazon. They have some of the little bit bigger handheld heat presses. So there's a lot of options out there for applying hot fix stones, because the cool thing about applying hot fix stones, the temperature is about 350, so you can theoretically get that with a household iron. This little doohickey you can get it with, but the thing is, I try to dissuade the household iron because you can't really tell what the temperature of the household iron is. Whereas with the Cricut mini presses or the other handheld presses, you know, you kind of got a good temperature gauge. With the heat press, of course, you can set the temperature for that. So you can use either one of those. And if you want a link to a tool like that, I'll put it in the description below. Lisa says, I bought one of those hot fix guns from Amazon, but I haven't used it. You talk about the little soldering thingy I just showed. Hey, Andrea, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Love to hot fix. I had some small spots on a blouse, used hot to cover. That's smart. Yep, you can do that. You can do that. Forever my kids want, I'm just learning, trying to figure out how to just do it in general. Okay, so let's get into it. Hey, beautiful soul, how are you? Welcome, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it. Let's get into doing some bling just to show you what my process is. So with flat back, I would use just a glue. This is my favorite. It's called Super Tight. Okay. It's a really, really, really good glue. And this one will work with, and this is another version of it. This one works better with fabrics. So you can use flat back on fabrics. It's just faster to use the hot mix. And we'll go over all of that as our time progresses tonight. So this one works really well with fabrics. So if you're doing like a stone here, stone there, stone here, stone there, and you already have flat back stones, you can use this. You can. How long will it last? That I don't know. All right. But this one says it works for fabric, glass, leather, plastic, wood, and more. So technically I could use this on the volleyball as well. But what I found is this one is more fast setting, so to speak. So this is more like of an industrial level, like E6000, for instance. So when I use this, I have a short amount of time to apply that stone in its place. I have something like maybe 30 seconds to a minute to apply that stone and let it sit in place and not move anymore. Whereas with this one, it's going to take a little longer, a good bit longer for this stone to dry. So you can apply it, but you kind of need to let it sit and dry over some time. But it gives you more time to fix a problem if a stone is out of place or whatever. So that's the difference between the glues. Mainly is the setting time, more so than anything. So you have a couple of options available for Super Tight. And again, the link to the website where I get my supplies from is in the description below. I go to becreateful.com, and we'll go there as well and show you where to find all of that cool stuff. So here's a couple of the glues that I use. Now with, again, flat back, these are generally hand placed stone projects. So balls, if you want to do volleyballs or basketballs. Starbucks cups, tumblers, decanters, anything. It doesn't matter. If it's a hard surface, these are your friends in the flatback stones. Now, if you're trying to press to shirts and stuff, there's a really quick way to get designs done on shirts, and there's a long way to get designs done on shirts. And Lisa is in here. She's hey, Craftable Things, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Lisa is in here, and she is experienced in making her own templates. I don't make my own templates, and I'll show you why here in a little bit. But for the time being, we'll go into all of that. Let me see. Laura E. Hello, Deborah. Deborah Lane bought a new machine, a Solaris 2. We definitely want to ring the bell for that before we get into our rhinestone. So congratulations, Deborah Lane, on your awesome Solaris 2. Yeah! Congratulations. Woo! Yes. Congratulations, ma'am. You enjoy that awesome baby. Thank you for letting us know. Lisa says, I do like to use rhine studs. I have been using them to make things. Do you make rhinestone Crocs? What glue do you use? And hey, Colette Martin, I do not make rhinestone Crocs. I did make some Adidas slides. I did bling some Adidas slides, and I showed pictures of those on Instagram. I think it was Instagram. But yes, I did bling my Adidas slides. So Crocs, though, from what I understand, are notorious for not being rhinestone friendly. People are blinging them, but from what I understand, you have to use some sandpaper and scuff the surface because the Crocs are made out of a material that I guess is supposed to make them easy to clean. So because that material or whatever the Crocs are made out of, it doesn't hold on to the glue and doesn't allow you to allow the stones to stay permanently adhered. So I would find the strongest rhinestone glue out there. Like I wouldn't use this. I would use more like this. And they actually have one in a gray tube that's even more adhesive than this one. That's what I would use to do the Crocs. E6000 also not only the toxic fumes, but there are some hot fix flat back stones that it will eat the foil off the back of the stone. So the foil is pretty important because that's what helps the color pop and shine through. So I'm not a fan of using the E6000 for that reason as well. But yes, you can bling Crocs, but you have to scuff them from what I understand. Colette Martin, hello, how are you? If I haven't said hi already. Let's get into the easy way to bling hotfix and to do shirts and hats and stuff like that. So with doing hotfix, what I suggest is create a hotfix template, okay? Not make one on your own, but cut a hotfix template. Let me put it that way. So here is one of my absolute favorite websites for doing rhinestone templates. It's called My File Addiction, right? And as you see, these are already created rhinestone templates, okay? So you can go through her designs, see some that you think are pretty cool, and purchase it. And you can cut it out with your Cricut. You can cut it out with your Silhouette. You can cut it out with your Brother Scanning Cut. And if it's small enough, like these here, all of these little sports balls, you can cut it with your Cricut Joy. Okay. So yes, there are options out here that you can use to go ahead and get started into doing rhinestone hotfix. Okay. So don't think that you have to have super expensive equipment or anything like that. If you already have a Cricut machine, then you're already, ahead of the game in getting some hotfix designs done. All right. Now, the problem that comes in, which I had this problem too, I'm not going to pretend like I didn't, but the problem comes in where you have a design in mind of something that you want to do, right? And you're like, okay, nobody has this design at all. Or you have a customer that says, you do bling? Oh, I want my logo to be in bling. Can you do my logo? Well, I'm not going to tell them no, but I'm also not going to do it myself. So one of the easiest ways to get that done is the exact same website. You can come to this same website and go to up here at the top, design request form. She has an option. If she isn't taking requests right now, you can easily reach out to me and I can refer you to like 3 other people I know that do rhinestone designs. So you can click the design request form, and when it's not temporarily unavailable, you can make a request to have her do a rhinestone design for you. All right. So even if you don't see something that you want, there are people out there that will make them for you. Another cool thing about this, what she offers is she also has these fonts, as you see. So you may want to design with just words. Well, you don't have to have somebody make that for you. You can just get one of these fonts and put the letters together yourself to create a rhinestone design. I've done that numerous amounts of time for people to keep from having to pay somebody to create a rhinestone design. All right, so here is an option for your own rhinestone design. I'm sorry, putting letters together for a rhinestone design. But let's take a look at another option. Okay, so say for instance, you're like, you know what? I do want to make my own rhinestone designs. I know I can do it. This is what I want to do. I want to do it. Okay. First, I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. Second of all, there are software programs out there that you can buy that will kind of like automatically create a rhinestone design from a picture for you. And one of them, I think you named one, Lisa, it was Hotfix Era. I don't have that one. Is she expensive? No, Nedra. Well, it depends. So it depends on what size template you're trying to have made. If it's like your basic front of a t-shirt, not a whole bunch of stones like, you know, your average amount of stones, then it's usually about $20-$25, something like that. But if you're doing like a huge stone filled design, then of course the price is going to go up in the level of amounts of stones that are out there. And Lisa points out that TRW also has free designs daily. Here on My File Addiction, she has free designs as well that you can click on and try designs, and hers changes every so often. I think monthly hers changes. So there's several things that you can do. Let me put that in. There was something else I was supposed to put in the chat. What was it? My file addiction.com. That is the website I was on, and then the one Lisa is referring to is the Rhinestone World. So put that there. So there's several. Lisa says the easiest software I found is Shortcuts a Lot 5. So that's an option as well. I'm behind in doing crafting in general, so I'm starting with my first love and working my way back. I've gotten so many supplies, it's ridiculous, so I'll be hitting the leather work tomorrow. Leather is fun. Forever blessed. I've never done rhinestones, anything, but I'm ready and excited to get started. Want to do a shirt. Sweet. Was in my message. Okay, no worries, Sheila. I'm glad I mentioned it. Let's see. How are you? Solaris. Okay. So, hey, Pamela Bradley White. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Hotfix Era is good, but there's a learning curve. All of them kind of have a learning curve. I haven't used Shortcuts a Lot 5. I've used Silhouette with the rhinestone, and I purchased the Rhinestone Wizard. All right, so if we get an opportunity, let me see if I can pull that up. Wrong thing. I'm forever clicking on this. I'm gonna have to wait on this to come up so I can close it out, and then we'll go and I'll show you what it kind of looks like to create your own template from the Rhinestone Wizard. The Rhinestone Wizard is a really cool software program for a lot of different reasons, not just rhinestones. It kind of put me in mind of how versatile the Silhouette Business Edition is. Very similar, but his is power packed with a lot of other features that you can do with his add-on program. So with the Rhinestone Wizard, it operates in conjunction with Corel Draw. Okay, so you have to have Corel Draw, and then the Rhinestone Wizard is an add-on. Now, I paid over $600 for this program, so that's pretty much how much this is if you're trying to do your own rhinestone, create your own rhinestone designs. Okay, so do you use the flock material? Yes, I do use the flock. Tam Tam, hey Tam Tam, hey D Ashley, how are you? TR, yes, it is a little. Charlotte's Web says the Wizard is worth the money. It is when you're talking about all of the features. Man, this thing has so many features. I get confused. That's just how many features this thing has in it. So let's see if we can get this to work, because it's been a while since I've done anything with trying to create a rhinestone design. I'll put it that way. So that's not exactly my forte. So please don't hold it against the program if it doesn't turn out exactly properly. So let's fool with this. We'll do, cannot be opened. Oh, input. Sorry. Let's see. Acquire image. New. Oh, we need to go new. There we are. Now we will import. And I didn't have something easier. I wish I had something easier. I should have found something ahead of time, but I did not. So, oh, here it was. Let's see if this works. I don't know if it'll work or not. It's kind of big, and it's an SVG, and it's kind of clean cut. So I'm hoping it will translate well. Thank you, Miss Carol Coleman, for joining up with the Hoop group. Thank you. Woo! Thank you, Miss Carol Coleman. Yes. We appreciate the membership. Thank you very much for joining. So here we have our Simone Langley. Good evening. Sure cuts a lot, takes a lot of patience. All of it takes patience. What do I not have? Patience. So yeah, the patience thing is, you know what I'm saying, I'm just being honest with myself and you guys too, because this is what had me. I was excited, which is why I bought the program, but I don't have a patience for it. So let's see if we can get this to work. So place and fill. You would want to click on place and fill if I'm remembering correctly. And then if I'm not mistaken, we want to do hatch fill. And then you got all of these options of how wide a space. No, we want it to be inside. You want how wide the space is going to be in between stones, how you want to scatter them, all this other jazz. Let's see if we can't get it to work. I don't know if it's going to work, because like I said, it's been a while since I've done it. So I'm going to hit fill. Okay, so it filled the whole thing. That's definitely not what we wanted. But in a way, you can kind of use this in a way. So let's go in and I'll show you what I mean. So this is all up and down. It would be better if it was contour. But if you wanted to, you could go and take out all of these extra stones that wasn't where you wanted them to be. But again, I digress. This ain't what we want. Okay, so I know Matt probably would kill me dead if he seen me butchering his program. Let's see. Inside Magic Path. Do I want to know? Contour. Blah blah blah. Island Field? Let's see if it was Island Field. Nope. Okay, so anyways, as you can see, I'm not that good at this program, but there is a way to get it to fill in, and I probably should have ungrouped this before I did that. Now that I think about it, because we probably could have done the shades first. But I will tell you one really cool thing, or not one really cool thing, but a really cool thing about that I use all the time with this program is the lettering feature. Did you trace your image? You need to do a bitmap trace. Yeah, see, you see what I'm saying? I don't want to go through all that. I'm trying to tell y'all. That's just, I'm just not. I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience for that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just being honest. So the lettering feature though is really cool. That I know how to do almost with my eyes closed. So you come in and you type something. So say I want to type the word feeling fabulous. Okay. So this is what I want to do as a rhinestone design. I'm gonna make me a shirt that says feeling fabulous. Matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and do this tonight. So feeling fabulous, I will come to the Rhinestone Wizard. Oh, and you know what? I got the 5.0 too, so I'm sure the new one done came out and it's a lot better. And then the little expand out to the lettering feature. This is where all of my fonts are stored. Okay, so here are my Rhinestone fonts that I've purchased. And say, for instance, I want to do Stadium Stone. So what I would do is click on Stadium Stone. And as you see, it automatically changed this to rhinestones. Okay, but the rhinestones here are extremely too small. And my favorite rhinestone that I like to use to do hot fix on shirts is SS10. That's my absolute favorite size stone to work with. SS6 are okay. You can get a lot more detail with SS6 because it's so much smaller. But the SS10 is just a really nice, flexible, easy to see, and all that jazz. So the way his program works is I can come here and choose SS10, which is right here in this drop down box. All of the stones are selected right here on, well, they were until I just clicked off of it like a knucklehead. Okay. Let's highlight all of these stones again. No, not like that. Come on, bro. There we go. Actually, we have all the stones highlighted now. And we'll select SS10. And then what I'm going to do is click this button right here, which is pretty much going to tell the program to make all of the stones the same size, SS10. So it's already going to tell it the circles on here that are too teeny, make them SS10. And so when you click it, it'll say not all the stones are 0.13 inches. Would you like to replace stones? You can say yes, because I want all of the stones to be the same size. And now I have it in the size that I need it to be so that I can cut it out and use my size SS10 stones. Okay. So yes, the Rhinestone Wizard, Design Wizard is really cool, has some really cool features, but 600 plus for the program, not including the cost of Corel. You have to purchase Corel as well to go with the program. So this is, it's cool for using in that manner. So there is a way, and they have programs out here that you can use to create your own rhinestone designs. Now, as I alluded in a video I did with the live that I did with Big Boy, I did make a video creating a rhinestone template in Cricut Design Space. I did make a video creating a rhinestone template in Design Space. Y'all, I wanted to cry the entire time, and I'm going to show you what I did in order to do that. All right. Matt does make it. Well, I mean, he makes it look. He created the program, so it's, you know, it's almost like when you make a program, you would know it inside and out. So, but for me, folks like me who aren't really, you know, and if I had taken the classes like I was supposed to, I'm sure I would have known it backwards and forwards. But I didn't take the time to do it because what I found is, actually, let's do this before we get into Cricut, and I'll show you another. I think I can get this to work. I'll show you another thing. So this is Make the Cut. Make the Cut and Shortcuts a lot. At one point in time, were like competitor programs. Both of them are SVG creators, and you can do things with Make the Cut and Shortcuts a lot. And one of the things Make the Cut will do is make a rhinestone template. So I'll bring in, say for instance, this rounded square. Now watch me not be able to get this to work. Okay, so here's a rounded square. If I wanted this to turn into rhinestones, down here in the bottom is the rhinestone button, and it says create a rhinestone pattern from the selected shape. So if I were to click this, I can choose the size stones that I want to be in here. So I want my stones to be 0.13, which is the perfect size for an SS10. The spacing is right here, so I can change the space in between the stones. Outline shapes or fill shapes, I want it to fill. It says delete the original. I don't want to delete the original because I want to see the original back behind it. And then now you just tell it to preview on the mat. So when we click that, it's going to fill this in with stones. So now this particular program is not doing it as a contour. Okay, contour meaning, you know, following the curve, so to speak. But it does the hard work in a way that it just went on and filled it in with the stones. So at this point, and this is kind of what most of these programs do, they kind of, you know, go based off of the shape of the image and put the stones in there, and then you have to go back and fine tune and make sure that stones are lining up where they're supposed to be. So with this one, this is 603 stones that it put. So this counts and tell you how many is in there. And then we're going to accept this. And notice how it doesn't quite, like it doesn't fill this in here. So I probably could put another stone here, another couple of stones here. So one of the things I would do is take this and break it apart so that now I have individual stones to click on, and then duplicate the stones and bring them over and fill that in. Duplicate, apply. So now I have an extra stone right here and move it into place like so. All right. So that's how you would make a design and clean it up. Same principle would apply if we go into Cricut. You would go into Cricut and bring an image up on the, or a shape, so to speak. This is how a lot of folks I know doing rhinestones old school way. This is how they do it. So let's say, for instance, we'll do something really simple like my name, which is what I did in the demonstration. Brought it up pretty big, so I want my name, you know, super huge on the shirt. And now, if you wanted to create your own rhinestone template, you can do it in Cricut, and this would be how you go to shapes. You bring in a circle. Here's your circle. Do you remember what size I told you was perfect for the SS10? The size perfect for the SS10 is 0.13. And you hit enter, and this is the size of the rhinestone in comparison to the size of my name. Okay, so I'm gonna make this light so that this is dark and a good contrast. So here's our first stone. Look at us blinging. Oh my god, we're blinging, y'all. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to duplicate that circle. So here's my second one, and I'm gonna take it and I'm bringing it up here, And I'm going to line it up. Now, to make my life a little bit easier, I'm going to move my name and leave this. And I'm going to duplicate both of them so that I'm saving time. So now I have 2. I'm going to bring this up. All right. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to make it 8. And I'm going to bring that up to here. All right. And so now we have 8. So I'm going to duplicate it and we'll have 16. Yes, I'm doing math, but notice that took just a little bit longer to duplicate that because now you're bringing up all of these little itty bitty circles and it's going to fill up your list over here on the right hand side and make your program sluggish. Now you see they're all kind of crooked a little bit, so we're going to select that. We're going to say align. We're going to align them by the top. And did they align? Yeah, they all aligned. And then now we're going to align and we're going to distribute vertically so that they're all nice and evenly spaced, which it doesn't look like it did, but it's hard to tell. And then we're going to attach these, not group, but attach. And it's a little bit longer than my name, but that's okay because we can do that up here. And this is the start of how you can make your own bling. How fun is that? Not at all for me. Matter of fact, that one row just made me really want to cry inside. It really did. And I don't have the patience for that. I really don't. So this is a way you can sit there. Now, if you're okay with that, and to be fair, it's really similar to blinging, say, a basketball or a cup or whatever, because all you're doing is placing dots and you're lining them up basically to cover an image that's already there, to help make it easy to follow all of that. But that's not something I prefer to do. So Miss Lisa, who, is a little more professional with hers and, whatnot, I may say, hey, Lisa, don't you want to make this for me? How much you going to charge me to, make this for me? Because, I just don't want to do it. I just don't. So that is how you can, in Cricut, in theory, make your own rhinestone design. All right, so we group this, right? So you would duplicate it and duplicate it again and duplicate it again, and that's just pretty much how this goes. And you sit there and you line this up and get it to where it's what you need it to be, and it's not auto done by any means, like with the other programs, but you can do this and be successful at it if you have the patience. Okay, and make your own rhinestone template. And then at this point, once you're done, you would hide or remove the actual lettering here and then cut out, after you of course attach all of these circles together, and cut it out of rhinestone flock, and then you can brush your stones in. So that's one way to sit here and make a rhinestone design in Cricut Design Space. All right, so it is possible to do. Because like I said, you just have to have the patience to do it. Okay, let me check comments because I think I am behind in the comments. Silhouette Studio Business have the capability of doing. Yes, Joanna, that is correct. Arlene, welcome. Thank you for joining us. You have to trace image in all the programs. Yeah, I'm sure. It's just nice to see a non-expert use it. Yeah, because sometimes when folks know how to use stuff, they can go a little quick, a little fast. But in the tutorials break it down really well. So I will say that. Lisa, images need to be vectorized. Sondora's, I like SS10. SS6 made me say some real ugly things. Yes, it will. Marcella's Way, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I like SS10, but SS16, she says, is my favorite. Their rhinestone flock is nothing but the truth. Now, inside scoop, all of the flock is the same. All of the flock is the same. They just So I do get my flock from Be Createful, and don't have any issues out of my pretty pink bubblegum pink flock from Be Createful. We need to find us a template to cut out so we can bling something. It's 10 o'clock. We need to find something to bling. That is very similar to the Silhouette Studio. Yes, the Make the Cut, yes. Never tried anything larger than SS10. I don't particularly, it just depends on what I'm doing. I love SS16 and bigger with the flat back stones, but usually I do SS10 on clothing. With the Silhouette Studio business, you don't need Corel. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. Making templates is easy. There's a company out there that will do the rhinestone. Yes. Yes. So the Sundoras, can someone make my name for me? I'm not interested in creating today anyways. Yeah, we can make your name. What name are you wanting to make? And we can do one now. Actually, that'll give me, yeah, we can do one now. How do you want your name? Is there a company out there that will do the, the Walk by Faith? You can, it's in the description below. Well, my file addiction is one. I'll grab the other name to the other company here in a moment and tell you who that is. Well, unless Lisa wants to do it, I don't know. Lisa, if you make templates and want to make a template for her, that's, y'all can work that out. I just make Charlotte's Web. They say they have always, every time I've gone, I have tried to get in touch with the folks that Make the Cut. And apparently the folks that Make the Cut, I don't know what happened to the owners of that program. I don't know if they passed away. I don't know if they gave up. I don't know what happened. But at one point they stopped just caring about that software program. So I reached out from day one to ask them, number one, can I resell the software? Be a reseller. Number two, take down that it's not compatible with Cricut, because it is compatible with Cricut. Make the Cut is very much compatible with Cricut. What they're saying is the reason why that is on their website is because way back in the day, before there was Cricut Design Space, Cricut machines, you could use third-party programs to send a cutting file to the cutting machine and cut it out. So you could have used Make the Cut to create a cut file and then send it to the Cricut machine back then. But Cricut got hip to that and was like, no, we want people to come to us for everything in regards to this machine. So they made Cricut Design Space and even got even more hip later and made it subscription. So Cricut Design Space, you can only send files to the Cricut Explore family with Cricut Design Space. You cannot send a design from Make the Cut directly to the cutting machine. That is why it's saying it's not compatible with Cricut. But what you can do in Make the Cut is you can create, which is what we're going to do for Sundoras. You can make a rhinestone design with Cricut Design Space. I'm sorry, with Make the Cut. You can make a rhinestone design with Make the Cut and then cut it out with Cricut Design Space by saving it as an SVG. We all know you can upload an SVG to Cricut Design Space, right? So it is compatible with Cricut. It's just you can't send it directly from the program to the Cricut machine. And I've been trying to, under every last one of my videos with Make the Cut, I constantly answer that question in the comments below. And I really wish they had took that off. But I will say this, they stopped supporting the software like that. So you can actually get the software for free. There's no charge for software. Now you go to the forums where people still have forums up to community support, help each other with the software program. And they have a link where you can just go get the program. You don't even have to pay for it. Sheila Cushenberry. Yeah, no, we don't have patience for that. I'm trying to tell you, it's just that takes too long. Yeah, it would take too long, but that's for somebody who may not have 600 and whatever or however much for Surecuts a lot. I don't know how much Surecuts a lot is. But yes, it is still compatible. Hey, Yvonne Hudson, how are you? There has to be a faster way. I'm lazy. The fastest way is to have somebody else do it for you. I mean, somebody that likes doing that. I don't like to do it. I need somebody to invent a 4-step program app to make this happen fast in a snap. That would be nice, but it's just okay. So there's the lady that owns the website My File Addiction, Lori. Lori is just beyond awesome sauce. She is really good at what she does, which is why I push her website so much, because I have yet to get a file from her that doesn't cut well and doesn't brush. I mean, it's perfect. And she really works super hard to make sure her designs are just so. Love Lori, right? So with Lori, she showed, because she has every program out there to make rhinestones. If there's a rhinestone program out there, she has bought it to use it, to try it, to make rhinestone designs. And she has her favorites for certain things. Like, no one program does it all for her. Now, she does have hers that she leans back on and she goes to primarily, but depending upon which program, and so she did the exact same design in 4 different programs and showed the results from the 4 different programs, and she did it with several designs. It was really cool the way she broke it down. So it's like there are options out there, but no one option is like absolutely perfect, that every time you click a button, it's going to fill in perfectly. You don't have to move or delete any stones and you'll have no issues. You still have to do some editing somewhere. It's still going to be hands-on some kind of way. Some are some less editing than others, but you're still going to have that. And it also depends on how complicated the design is. The more complicated it is, then no matter what program you use, you're going to have some issues with it. So it's just like, Okay. So, but, what we can do, well, Sundora's, if you got Lisa to do one, if somebody wants their name done, I'll do it right here. Bad Bread, I saw a video of how to do it in Photoshop. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of programs. If you can, like I did here on Cricut, if you can make one circle and make that circle at the size that you want and be able to duplicate it and place your stones, you can do it in any program that you can make a circle. I mean, heck, you can do it in Microsoft Publisher, really. So you just have to be able to line up your circles and trace an image, basically. But automatically, it says on the website that it does support Cricut Explorer Maker. Okay, so they must have changed it recently or something, but it's been up there for forever that it does not, it's not compatible. Hey, Mina Rowe, how are you from Canada? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Let's go back to Make the Cut. Somebody who wants a template, and then if I don't forget, I'll ship it to you. We'll go ahead and make your name. I'm going to do Fabulous for right now, just in case we don't get anybody that wants anything. So in Make the Cut, this is how I make my own word rhinestone templates, right? With the words, they're easy because I've already bought the Rhinestone fonts. So I'll go into text and fonts. All right, hit the drop down box, and all of my Rhinestone fonts are over here in my font list. Okay, so I have my TRW fonts are in here under TRW. I have fonts under S17 because there's also another website out there where they have Rhinestone fonts that they were selling at one point in time. I think they still are. But all I have to do is click on the font that's already pre-made and bring it over. So I don't like that font. Let's keep going. See if we can find one I like. Oh, you know what? There's another way to do fonts. So I can either go into the list of pre-done fonts. Okay. I can do it this way. Or I can go into like where I bought a font from make My File Addiction. Let's go SVG, import the SVG. And I'm going to go up to my desktop and I'm going to, is it this Rhinestones folder? Rhinestones. No, it's not this one. Let me go to the other Rhinestones folder on my D drive. Rhinestones, and I have one called Fonts. This is Fonts for team names. Make sure I'm in the right folder. Oh, here they are, Fonts. Okay, so I have different fonts in here. You could do mine since it's spelled weird. What does the files from Lori include? I've never done rhinestones before. Okay, I'll show you here in a moment. So let's do thin font because it's just easy. No, thin font is too easy. What time is it? 10:17. Okay, I want to make sure I don't go too over. Working font. Font for team names, cartoony font. Okay, you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't like any of those. So I'm gonna go over here to this one. This is cute. We'll make this one happen. So let's go. She said, where did you go? Cotton Eye Jew. There we go. All right. Just delete that. I don't know why the other one didn't pop in. Okay. So here is our first letter. This is an S. I'm going to go ahead and spell out her name. Hey, Patrina. S-H-I. So let's go S-H-I-E-L-A. Okay. So here is her name, and I'm going to spread these out so that we can see it better and work with each letter. Now, one of the things that I don't particularly care for about Make the Cut that the Rhinestone Wizard makes so easy is with Make the Cut, you can't tell it to turn all circles into the same size. So this is my cheat method to be able to do this. So as I was showing you, you can, these fonts over here in this list, even the fonts that you buy from the Rhinestone world, they come in as TTF. Okay, so TTF, true type fonts, are fonts. You can get fonts, just regular fonts, and those are TTF, and install them in your system. That's what these fonts are. All right. Now, your fonts on My File Addiction are not TTF fonts. Those are SVG files. And I'll show you the difference with those here in a sec. So with this, let me make sure I'm not lying to y'all. Add file, TTF file, editable characters, you know. Okay. So I can take this. This is how I've had to do it, right? So here is one letter. I come down here and break apart all of the circles. So instead of it being one group that I can drag, now I can move one stone at a time, right? So I break it apart, and then I click on one of the stones, and I look at the size. And the size of this stone is 0.08. I need it to be 0.13. So I take that letter and I grab all of them, and then I make it bigger a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to click again and see what size that stone is. Now it's that circle. Now it's 0.1015. Still not the right size. I need it to be 0.13. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I mean, this is a pain in the butt in a way, but at least it works. And now I'm going to click again, and now see it's 0.11. So almost there. This is probably gonna be too big. Click there. Nope. 122. Now I'm gonna click again, and now it's 0.1313. Perfect. Perfect size. So this is the size that I need these to be. So now that I know this letter, and I like to click on several of them to make sure that all the circles are about the same size, because sometimes you'll get some fonts and some of the circles are not the same size. Go figure. I don't know. But anyway, so now that I know all of these are the same size, I'm going to come down here and click join and make it all one file again, just like it was to begin with, but now it's the right size. You see me? Because you have to check and make sure each one of these circles is the right size. And you can't do that with them all joined together. You got to break them apart. Oh, crap. I just changed the size of this thing. Okay. All right. So now that I know this, I can take this and put it beside it and make it the same height. And 9 times out of 10, these will be the right size circles. Let's test that theory. And I'm going to break this apart. And I'm going to click on one of these circles. And look, 1.345. I made it just a smidge too big, but at least it's close. It's close to what I needed to be. So I'm going to select them all and hit join again. And I'm pretty much going to take all of these and I'm going to make them all up to this size. Okay. Now that's how I do with make the cut. And then hold on, let's get this spaced correctly so that I can send this file to Miss Sheila. And if you have, do you have flock, Sheila? If not, we'll see about getting you some flock and you can cut this out. Okay, so that's her name. And now that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters, these are all separate. I'm going to go a step further and I'm going to join these. So now the whole name is all together. All right. And what this does is if I had left it 6 letters, then 6 letters, when I bring this over to Cricut, it would have been 6 different files. And then you'd have to ungroup it if you wanted to move letters around or whatever. But there's 6 things that have to load. If I bring it in like this is one file. And I don't have to worry about any of it coming apart, any of the circles pointing wherever they want to do. If I had left each letter and each dot ungrouped, it would have been, I don't know how many dots, and that would have taken forever to load into Cricut because it's trying to load each one of those dots. But by me joining everything together as one file, Cricut can read that easier. Okay, craziness, but that's technology. So here, one of the things that I do, and this I've outlined in my Rhinestone videos. If you want to see any other Rhinestone tutorial videos in detail, all of these steps I'm saying are in those other videos, and you can click on YouTube in our playlist. We have a Rhinestone playlist. You click that and all of this is explained in there. And so here you have her name, and I'm going to export this as an SVG. So export selected to SVG file, and then I'm going to put this on my desktop and I'm going to send it to Sheila, S-H-I-E-L-A, really E-I-E-L-A, and then I'm going to hit save. Now, what I'm going to have to do to get this into Cricut for Cricut to cut it out, I'm going to have to select this. All right, look at the size. The size up here is 6.3946, the total size of the whole thing, by 1.6022 high. I'm going to remember that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to copy the height. Okay, so now let's go into Cricut Design Space again. We're going to clear out this mess because that's a tragedy. We're going to replace that. We're going to hit upload. Remember, I uploaded it to the desktop. So let's browse, go to our desktop and look for Sheila, which is right here. And I'm going to click open. And notice it popped right up. Really easy, Sheila. And let's hit upload. All right, so I'm going to select it, insert the image onto the desktop. And there's her name. It popped up. It's one thing over here on the right. It's not a whole list of circles. It's all joined together. And here is her name. But how do we know that each one of these circles is the right size or not? How do we know? Well, we know that each one of the circles is the right size over here. And with these circles the right size and make the cut, look at the size of the total image. It's 1.6022. So to make sure that Cricut reads the exact same way as make the cut, we're going to go back to Cricut and look, what is the height? 1.6. You remember, what did I say it should have been? 1.6022 and hit enter. And there we know for sure this is the right size. It's supposed to cut out on Cricut Designs, in Cricut Design Space, in order for her to heat press her name. Okay. Do you use a different type blade to cut rhinestones? No. I found that Cricut cuts the holes a little larger and the rhinestones doesn't fall in place smoothly and stay. That's because what Cricut does, and I'm going to show you that in a moment, they've gotten better. They've tried to fix it. But what Cricut used to do is when I brought in a design, an SVG, it would blow it up. It would change the size. So you're bringing in a file and you're thinking you're bringing it in at the right size and you're not. That's why I always double check my rhinestone files with Make the Cut. Because Make the Cut will open a rhinestone design in the size that it was made. It will open the design in the size that it was made. So when it opens here, I immediately look at the size and I'm like, that's the size it's supposed to be. But then when I go to upload it into Cricut and Cricut is like, nah, bro, we read it as this size right here. So this is what we put it on. And then you're sitting there like, bro, the holes are entirely too big. What are you saying? I don't know why Cricut does that. It inflates it by a certain percentage. And all of that is explained in one of my videos. I don't know why it was doing that. But they've since supposedly fixed it. I don't know. So we'll go and Make the Cut software. I'm going to have to get the best place to buy rhinestones, in my humble opinion, is becreateful.com. becreateful.com. I actually need to, I put the wrong link in the description. The link I need to put in the description will have a discount code for your first order. So give me a moment and we'll put that discount code in there. So my file addiction, just to give you a for instance, I think this is super cute. Live, laugh, love. I don't know that I have this or not. So we'll go ahead and buy this design. Free Live, Laugh, Love small rhinestone digital download file. So if you want to try a rhinestone design later on and follow this tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. Okay. So this is, this is the other reason why I say go through my file addiction and use Lori if you can, because she is wonderful. She goes through the trouble to make a Cricut version of the file so that you don't have to worry about whether the right size has uploaded into Cricut Design Space or not. And I'll show you, and she is fabulous for that, because not every rhinestone designer does that for us, for the Cricut people. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab this. All right, so we're going to add this to cart. So right now it's free. I don't know how long it's going to be free, but for the moment this is free. So go ahead and give it a shot when you get an opportunity. The free, so you will go to My File Addiction, and right here it says Free Designs. Click on Free Designs, and then you'll select whatever free designs on this page that you want. I grabbed this one and clicked it and did add to cart. So let's check out, because I'm pretty sure I haven't bought this. So we're going to check out and continue the payment. Complete order. All right. So my order is being processed. So here's my order. My order is confirmed. And now we're going to prepare downloads. All right. So once this is downloaded, download now. Live, laugh, love. So here is the designs. Notice, let me get this bigger. Notice here, what she says. This is the EPS file. This is the JPEG. This is Live, Laugh, Love, small DXF PLT. But look at this file. Live, Laugh, Love, small Cricut brother. Small Cricut brother. This is the file that you want to import into Cricut, because this should import at the right size. It should. But she even put a fail safe in there, and I'll show you that in a minute. This one is just the regular cut file. So if you're using Silhouette, you can use this file. You don't have to use the brother or Cricut file. Okay, so we're going to extract all of these files because it comes in as a zip. You need to unzip it. Make sure you know where it is unzipping to. Okay, make sure you know that. Then let's grab our file. So it says this PC here, it opened up, it extracted, right? It's on my computer. It's on my desktop in the folder Live, Laugh, Love, Small. So we know where it is. So let's go back to Cricut. I'm going to leave Sheila right here, and we're going to go to upload image. And then I'm going to browse for that SVG file. So it was on my desktop, my computer, my desktop, and it was in the folder Live, Laugh, Love, Small, right? So let's double click that. And now here is the file that says Cricut Brother. Cricut Brother. So let's click that and hit open. And now here is the file for Live, Laugh, Love. All right, so we're going to say upload. And now I'm going to select that, and I'm going to insert the image along with Sheila's name. Okay. Now let's move this down out of the way. Sheila, I'm going to hide your name for the moment. Okay. Look at what she put with this file. It says the entire file should measure 11.563 inches wide by 7.906 inches high. If that measurement is right, then your circles will cut out in the right size in order to be brushed with SS10 stones. And I'm going to double check and make sure that's the right size stone, because I didn't. As a matter of fact, let's look at that now. So let's go back to where we were, my file addiction. Let me look at that, because I don't want to tell y'all wrong. Because sometimes I'll show you what I'm talking about. Go to free designs again. Live, Laugh, Love. Okay, so now that we're here on this page, look, she says this one, this Live, Laugh, Love is SS6 size stones. And at that size is 3.31 by 2.9. Then this one is SS10 stones. And this is the final size of the total of that file. And then this Live, Laugh, Love is SS6 and SS10 size stones. Okay. So her designs will tell you which one is what size. All right. And it says it includes all three layouts. So let's go back to Cricut Design Space. And this one is SS. Okay, I see what she did. So this one is all one color. This one is all one color. And this one is two different sizes, but it's still all one color. And I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so now that we have the whole file selected, the entire file should measure 11.563 wide. Let's look up here. Size 11.563. It's perfect. This is the size that we need it to be. So we don't have to worry about whether or not our holes are going to cut the right size. So she made this file in 3 different versions for you. It's up to you which version you want to use. All right. So remember, this first one, as you can look at it and tell, these stone circles are much smaller than this stone size circle. So this stone size circle is SS6. This stone size circle is SS10. If you look down here at this file, this one, notice it's big dots and little dots. So this one, the big dots is SS10, the little dots are SS6. So to help make this easier, because you're using two different size stones, to make this easier for you to brush, she put it in two different templates. So you would cut out both of these squares, and this square you would brush SS10, this square you would brush SS6. That's why this file is broken down into two different, technically three, but two different files. You can cut it all out in one and just sit there and figure out what size stone goes in what hole. But to make it easier so that you just no questions asked, you can cut this and cut that, brush in the stones, pick them up, line them up, and it will turn into this. Okay? I'm not going through all of that because I only want to use one size stone. So we're going to go with the SS10 because SS6 are really teeny stones and I don't feel like dealing with that either. I love y'all. I don't love you that much right now. So let's grab this. This is the whole file, right? And let's come over to our list that is grouped together, because as you see, we can't break none of this apart. So let's ungroup. All right. And now we know that this is not what we want to cut. So we're going to hide that. We're going to click the eyeball, make that go away. This one, now she has it where some people prefer to cut the dots only. They don't want to cut the square. So she has it separated for those folks that just choose to not do it that way. I love to have the square cut for me because it just makes life easier. So I'm going to leave the square behind it, but I'm going to show you how that works. So right now I have just the words in SS10 selected. I know this first one is the one I want. So the rest of these words I'm going to hide. So let's click the eyeball for that, turn it off, click the eyeball for that one, turn it off, turn off the SS6 and turn off the SS10. Now I need to find my square. So this first square is for the SS6, so let's hide that one. This next square is my square, so let's hide these other three. All right, because I don't want them. I don't need them. So the only thing I have left now on my desktop, because I also hid Sheila's name, I'm going to have to bring it back. But the only thing I have are these two files. I've just drug a thing to select both of them. And now I want to attach this because I don't want the square to cut separate from the letters. So let's do attach. And it disappeared. Oh my God. Where did it go? It doesn't matter. It's there. I promise you it's there. And if you don't believe me, look up here in the list and you'll see it says live, love, laugh right here. It's still going to cut. Even though you can't see it because it made it the same color, it's still going to cut because I needed to cut together. So ignore that. Don't worry about that. Now let's bring Sheila's name back. Let's unhide that. Move this out the way. Hey, Sheila, there you is right there. So I want Sheila to have a square around hers too. So the way I do that is I go into shapes, I make a square. I'm going to turn her square a different color so that I can see it better. And right now it's on top, so I need it to be behind. So let's move this behind Sheila's name. All right, so that Sheila is on top of it. I'm going to unlock it from this padlock and I'm going to stretch it out and drag it. Yada, yada. Boom, boom, boom. All right, slide it over some more. And now I have it where her name is going to cut out a nice square to make things easier for me. I don't have to guess. And I'm going to select all of this and then I'm going to attach. So now, because hers was a light gray color, you can see where it's still going to cut. Whereas this was black, so that's why you can't see where it's going to cut. Either way, it's still going to cut. But I'm going to turn this, well, let's turn this gray too, so that it'll look like that one. All right, so there we go. Both of our files. Let me make sure this is the same color. No, it wasn't. All right, same color because we wanted to cut out on the same Cricut mat. And that's how you would get a rhinestone design from off the internet. Bring it over into Cricut Design Space and cut it out. Now, what if you get a rhinestone design from another designer that doesn't do a Cricut Design Space specific file? Like for instance, there's a couple of off Etsy, for instance, because rhinestone designs are sold on Etsy. Well, in that instance, they're not going to have you the instructions to tell you what size it should be in Cricut, right? So that's why I use Make the Cut. That's why I use Make the Cut. And when I use Make the Cut, let's bring in a design that I did not buy from My File Addiction. So let's go desktop. Let's go, and it looks like we're going to run over tonight, you guys. I hope that's okay. Let's go desktop. Let's go Rhinestones. And I'm going to grab the Mickey Mouse face mask template because that was pretty easy. All right, and as you see here, I'm showing you I made a cheat file for myself, but I'll show you how and why I did that. So let's go into Mickey Mouse face template, and I'm going to click open. And for those who ask, I'm pretty sure I got this off of Etsy. All right, so here is my Mickey Mouse face mask template, and as you see, they have it two different things. I don't know why it's not necessary. So we're going to grab this one without the square, and I'm going to delete it because we don't need that one. And here you have now just the square and just the mouse. What size circles are these? These are not SS10 circles. So these are SS6. But I already know that because when I bought the file, they said it was SS6 stones. So how do I know what size this needs to be when I take it over to Cricut Design Space? Same way I did with Sheila. I'm going to grab this, look up here at the size, 3.6521 by 2.9011 high. I'm going to grab the height and I'm going to copy it myself personally, but I leave this open just in case. All right. So I want this to be what goes over to Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to tell it to export. All right. Because if I had just brought over the file that I got from Etsy, it would have done both of the Mickey Mouse. That's not what I want. So I just want just this. Okay. So I'm going to go to export, select to SVG because I need this to be an SVG for Cricut to open it. So now that we have SVG, what I did up here is Mickey Mouse face mask template, and to add to the name, I put the final size that it's supposed to be. And notice 3.65 wide up here. My width, I just selected the height just now, but up here, notice the width, 3.65 is the width. Okay, so that helps me cheat when I get over to Cricut, and I'll show you that in a minute. So I already have this saved as 3.65 wide, so I'm not going to save it again. But I'm going to show you what Cricut has a tendency to do. So let's go back to Cricut. I'm going to leave these here, and I'm going to upload again. Upload image. I'm going to browse. We're going to go desktop Rhinestones Mickey Mouse face mask template. Okay. I'm going to grab the one I didn't make. I'm going to grab the regular face mask template. And I'm going to hit, actually, you know what? No, I am going to grab the one I made because if I don't, it'll bring in both Mickey Mouse things and I don't want that. So let's grab the one I did save and click open. So now as you see, it's my template that I'm bringing over, and I'm going to click upload. I'm going to select it and I'm going to insert it in with our other two rhinestone cut files. All right. In this instance, like I said, Cricut has been working on it. So apparently in this instance they have, look at the width, 3.65, and that's what it's supposed to be. The height, 2.9. I remember I copied it. If it hadn't come in at the right size, I would grab that height and do Control V to paste it in, and look, 2.9. That's what it's supposed to be. Hit enter, and there we have our design at the size it's supposed to be. Make the cut will open your files at the size they're supposed to be, guaranteed. Cricut is wishy-washy. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. So to double check, I just use Make the Cut. Unless I have somebody like Lori at My File Addiction who created her thing and put a cheat thing in there to tell you what size it's supposed to be. Okay. So that's how you get rhinestone files and bring them into Cricut in order to be able to cut them out. Now, once you get to that point, once you get to that point, let me take Mickey off because I already have him cut out. Now you need rhinestone flock. Okay. You can, from what I understand, use cardstock like the poster board at Dollar Tree. That did not work for me. So I can't explain to you how to use that. It did not work for me. So rhinestone flock, tried and true. Never have issues out of this pink flock. I have had issues out of other colors though, and we'll leave that right there. So here is my pink flock, and what I like to do is tell this. So these two I'm going to cut out. So I'm going to go to make it. All right. And once I click on make it, it's going to show me a preview of where all of this is going to lay out on my Cricut mat. So your rhinestone flock is 12 inches. That's how wide your Cricut mat is, right? So it's 12 inches wide. So I'm going to do right here, this says 11 inches. So I know I'm going to lose about an inch off of the side. But right here, it's right at about 3.5. I'm paranoid, so I'm going to make it like 3 3/4, a little bit closer to 4, so that I can make sure this cuts out properly. Okay. And then I'm going to do 3 3/4 by 12 out of this flock, put it on my Cricut cutting mat, and I am going to leave it on the backing. I used to not do that. I used to peel the backing off. I'm going to leave it on the backing. Okay. So let us go over to the cutting table. I don't have the camera set up for the cutting table, so let's get that set up for the cutting table. And then we'll switch it also over to the Cricut once we get this cutting table set up. So let's get you switched over to the cutting table. There's the cutting mat. All right, so here's our rhinestone flock. What did I say? 3 3/4, right? So I lay it out. I get my trusty ruler. I get my rolling wheel, and I measure 3 3/4, and I cut my flock. Okay. All right, and that's that. And I take my flock. Put my rubber band back on it. So Sheila, because your name is on there, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out and send it to you. I don't know if you have flock or not, so we'll go ahead and shoot this up your way. So I'm pretty sure I have your address. All right, so here we have our Cricut. Whoops, camera's on. Yes. First of all, get the camera to stand like it's supposed to. My bad, y'all. All right, so here we have our Cricut number 2, and here we have our Cricut mat. Okay, that's dirty, but it's all right. That sucker still cut, and I'm just gonna lay this on the mat right now, right here. Okay, I didn't peel anything off the back. The back is still on there. I'm gonna feed this in, and I'm gonna put it on cardstock. Okay, so that's on the mat. So now going back to our Cricut design space, we're going to tell it to go ahead and continue. And yes, it is plugged up, even though it didn't have to be. And now we're going to press go and let it cut. All right, so let's go over to our Cricut and tell it to cut. And so now it's going to cut that out on the Cricut mat. All right, we're already at 10 minutes, so it looks like we'll probably be going over maybe about 20 minutes. Let's see. Let's go back up, make sure I didn't miss anything. SCAL, it sure cuts a lot, as Lisa pointed out. Sure cuts a lot, takes about 5 minutes, she says, and you can send it directly to your cutter. But if you have Cricut Design Space, you can't. You have to upload the SVG. But if you have the other kind of cutters, you can. Having a hard time getting the dots out. Easter C. So Easter C, there's a couple of ways to do it. I have a video showing you how to test your cut. Hold on, let's get you guys over here. So I have a video showing, so this is what I suggest to you. When you're ready to try cutting out your rhinestone flock, don't waste a whole sheet of flock trying to get this to cut. You saw how I put mine on the mat and it had the paper on it. Try it on cardstock setting first. What I want you to do is this. Go into Cricut Design Space, put a circle or a rectangle on your mat, just one. And I want you to measure it at 0.50. So it's going to be small. And then once you have it at 0.50, get a little piece of your flock, put it on the mat in the upper right hand corner and tell it to cut. Okay, so put a 1 inch strip. So you tell it to cut out on your mat. Then once you tell it to cut out, I want you to take it off the mat. Look and see, did it cut all the way through the paper? If it didn't, that's a good thing. Now I want you to peel the pink away from the white background. Did it separate any? If it didn't, then you need to increase the pressure a little bit. It's not high enough pressure. If it did, then you're good. That's the setting on your Cricut that you want to use to continue to cut out your rhinestone templates. All right. If you peel that up and it cut all the way through the white paper, then you need to back up your pressure a little bit and try to cut it again. You see what I'm saying? If it didn't work the first time it cut, change the pressure. Either way, if it cut too deep, back up the pressure. If it cut too light, add 1 step of pressure. Move the shape over a little bit on that same 1 inch strip and try to cut it again. You want to see what works with your Cricut machine, because not all machines cut the same, or your Silhouette. Whatever cutting machine it is, same principle applies. Try it on one setting, but do one little itty bitty shape to see if it works. If it doesn't work, increase the pressure or decrease the pressure and try it again. Don't waste all your rhinestone flock trying to cut out a whole design, waste the whole time sitting there, and then it's wasted flock because you tried to cut on it. You can't cut it again. It'll cut wrong. It's just crazy. I've done it I don't know how many times. It's the only reason why I know how to tell you to save yourself the stress and aggravation. I promise you. But yeah, Easter seed, that's what you would need to do to try and figure it out. Let's see. Thanks for explaining that, because I saw the message too about make the cut. Yes. I don't know. That's annoying. I don't have $600. That's why I love my file addiction. She is awesome and very helpful. Tam Tam says that's not everybody has that. And even with shortcuts a lot, yeah, you can make your own rhinestone designs with any of them, but it still takes time. And if you have the time to do that, so be it. But we do so much stuff in here, I can't. That's why I don't even digitize my own embroidery files. I don't have the time to go through all of that. It's just impossible. Hey, Patrina Gosha, how are you? Welcome. If I hadn't said a hi already. Hey, Lou Ruth Anderson, welcome. Tamaya, she says, is it Tamaya? I love my name. I hope, or Tammy, I love my name. I'll do your name as well and send it. Joanna says, email me your address. Joanna says, what does the files from Lori include? Okay, so I showed you that. Let's see. I love that my spelling is unique. Yeah, it is cool when you have a unique name. Would this be the same in Silhouette? Yes and no. No, from the standpoint of you won't have to worry about whether the design comes in at the right size. You won't have to worry about that, Catherine. But if you, yes, it's the same in that you just upload the SVG into Silhouette and tell it to cut. So, and you're done. So yes, it's the same, but no, it's not the same. You have that less step. You don't have to worry about whether the size is right. Hey, Betty's Nails, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Fontella, do you use a different type blade? No. Okay, so with that, you just need to make sure it's the right size and you're good. Same blade. I do not use the deep cut blade. This is your regular Cricut blade. What's the best place to buy rhinestones? I've answered that already. Sorry about that. And I need to put the link for make the cut. I check the size. I follow the instructions from Rhinestone World. Now I don't know how their rhinestone files match up with using it in Cricut and how to check the size, because when I bring in designs into Cricut Design Space, I like for all of my stones to be joined together so that I'm not trying to download a whole ton of circles. You know what I'm saying? I want all of my circles to be grouped together and like welded together so that I don't have to worry about bogging Cricut down. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they do come in at individual circles, then yes, you can check to see if the size of the circle is right. But I like for them to come in all together. It is awesome that she adds that little detail. Latanya York, thank you very much for the super chat. We really appreciate the support. Thank you. Woo! Yes. Holler. Thank you. We do ring the bell for super chats too. Now our rhinestone flock is done, y'all. I'm gonna go back to questions as soon as I pull this off the machine. And hopefully, now you know what I happen to think of? Y'all gonna think I'm crazy. And I'm telling you I'm crazy. This is my Air 2. The last time I cut out a rhinestone design on cardstock, it was on my Cricut Explorer 1. I haven't cut with this machine in a while, especially not the rhinestone. So I hope I cut it right. I should have did the test like I told y'all to do. Okay. So as you see, this cardstock was a little too much. Let me show you. You see how it cut straight through? My other machine on cardstock would not have cut all the way through like that. But that's okay. We're not going to sweat it. It's still going to work. Because what I'm going to do is take this and I'm just going to peel and pray that the majority of the stones, majority of the circles stay behind which they are. You see that? So for the most part, now I do still have some that need to come out. Can you see how some of those circles are still in there? But it's nowhere near like it would have been, like it should have been if I had it cut on the right setting. So instead of it being on cardstock, I need to back it up a notch so that it'll cut like it's supposed to. Now let's get Sheila's name out of here. And then let's pull that. And as you see, her name comes out pretty clean too. Look at there. How awesome that is. That turned out great. So we do still have a couple of dots. So Sheila, I'll send this over with use some tape and your backing so that it'll ship like it's supposed to and you don't have to worry about it. All right, now I do my rhinestone templates like this, and I'll show you here in a moment. And what we'll do now, I don't have my heat press on. I'll cut it on so that we can bling, live, laugh, love on a face mask. I guess we'll do a face mask because this looks to be about face mask size. All right, so I'm gonna take the time and just come back here and grab these little dots, which will annoy the crap out of me because I don't like for things to stay stuck to my hands, but this is gonna do it. So that's just how it goes. That's a part of not cutting it properly. Oh, my hand died. Okay. So let's grab the rest of these. Grab the rest of these. Grab this. Grab this. Grab this. Can't see. Grab this. Grab this one. Yeah, I got the right. Okay. Yep. Get off of me, Dot. Can't tell y'all how many times I go later, go to bed and wake up and it's a darn dot. It's like, oh my god. Alright, so alright. No dots on me. This looks like all of the circles. Look here. Stray dot. But it looks like all of the circles are out. And they are. Alright, so here's our template. These are SS10 size circles. Nakomi just emailed me. Hey, the best uni, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Hey, Rhonda Jones. Hey, Patty G, how are you? Let's see. I just ordered. I need her in my life. You're welcome. What kind of blade comes with the Cricut Maker? It's your basic standard blade. So even if you went on to Amazon and ordered some replacement blades, they have generic blades. You can just say Cricut. If you have Cricut Maker standard cutting blade. Or if you have the Cricut Explorer standard cutting blade, and it'll pull it right up. It's nothing super fancy to have to just make sure it says Cricut Explorer blade, and then it should be the right one. The pink flock is Be Createful. That is in the description below. I'll show you real quick. Where do you no. Fontella, where? No, that's not what I saw. Oh, my flock doesn't have a white back. I don't know why you're white. Is it sticky? Is the back already plucked off of it or something? Exactly, Sheila. Not everyone's blade. So some people may be cutting tougher stuff and their blade may be older, and so you need more pressure. Whereas if you put a brand new blade in there, you really need to lighten the pressure and not cut, because it will cut through. A sharper blade will cut heavier. So you want to do that test cut. So thank you, Sheila, for pointing that out. Oh, the best uni. Thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry for not seeing that. Thank you. Guys, holler. Thank you, my dear. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you. Sorry for not seeing that before. I'm having to scroll. Oh, you got it. Yay. That's what's up. I sent you a bell. Yes, we did. So to make you have something cool to ring. Rhonda Jones, Make the Cut program. I'll have to link that in the description after the show, because I gotta find where that link is, because you don't have to buy it now. You can just get it from off the forum. So let me make sure. I'm hoping I didn't miss anything. If I missed a question, Eve, if you have a silhouette, you do not need Make the Cut. I know I have a silhouette, but I don't like my silhouette, so I use Cricut, and most people use Cricut, so that's why we're doing the Make the Cut. Can you change the stone size of a design? Very good question, Tam Tam. Hey, Dab Prince 09 and the Educated Natural. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Latanya York. Hello. Okay, I think I'm caught up now. And let's see. Yes. So you can change the size of a design. Let's go back to Make the Cut, and I'll show you how that works. So actually, let's go to one of my other person's websites, and we're going over tonight, you guys. I apologize. So what is the name of her website? It is, I always have to think about it. Yikes. Her website is what? Y'all seeing me get a brain fart? Crystal Glam. Yep, Crystal Glam. Okay. So Crystal Glam is, we're all in the same rhinestone group. So Crystal Glam is another rhinestone. And look, custom quote request. So she does custom requests as well. So I'll go ahead and drop this in the chat. So that's Crystal Glam. She's another person who will do a custom transfer for you. No, it's not sticky, but it has a clear plastic on the front. That's not the right kind of flock. That flock is a that's a God, come on, get my words right. That's for heat press. That's for you to heat press on clothes. That's not the same flock at all. Actually, it's too thin, so don't use that. You actually need to get a rhinestone flock. This is much thicker than that flock is. So you don't have the right kind of flock. I've tried to use that flock. It didn't work. That was a real pain in the butt. You're welcome, Making with Marilyn. You're welcome. And Pamela Bradley White, you're definitely welcome. I mean, I learned, you know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody to walk away like, wait a minute, how do I, I had to learn. So, of course, I'm going to show you guys. You're welcome, the best uni. I appreciate you, my dear. So, Crystal Glam, I did drop the link in the chat. I'll eventually put this in the description too. But Crystal Glam, she does custom designs as well. But I like her because if you go to her rhinestone download files, look what she does. Cut holes. She puts what size her cut holes are supposed to be. She puts what size they're supposed to be. Pamela Bradley White, thank you very much for the super chat. We appreciate it. Thank y'all for the support tonight. I love it. I appreciate it very, very much. Y'all just don't understand how awesome that is. The Crystal Glam, let me blow this up because I'm having trouble seeing that. I'm sitting right here on it. Okay. So notice she said cut holes are sized SS6, SS10, SS16. Let me show you what that looks like. Since we're going over, we might as well just pull out all stops and make sure you know what's what. And I got to remember which one of these is the better one to show. This works. Let's see if this one looks better. I like this one better. Okay, so here are common rhinestone sizes. Okay, here are common rhinestone sizes. Now, when you buy rhinestones, they will come in a set size. When you buy rhinestones, they will come in a set size. Let me put it to you in this way. When you go to Payless to buy some shoes, or when you go to the Nike store to buy shoes, and you know you wear a size 9, like I wear size 9, right? And you're like, ooh, I love those shoes. Those shoes are super cute. What? They don't have a size 9. And the guy goes, well, we have it in a 8.5. Are you going to buy an 8.5 size shoe to fit your size 9 foot? If you're vain like that and don't mind the corns and bunions, you might go ahead and get that 8.5 size shoe. But at the end of the day, that is not the size shoe that's going to fit your foot. Likewise, when you're dealing with rhinestones, rhinestones come in a set size. So when you do a rhinestone design, the design is made to fit these size stones in their respective size holes. Okay? So the rhinestone design that uses the SS10 is the 1.3 size hole. That hole has been determined to make it super easy to brush the stones, and they fall right into place perfectly. You don't have to fight anything. They're just lovely and they go right in, especially if you got some good stones. Now, if you got El Cheapo stone or cheap stones, a lot of times you brush them in, it don't matter how hard you brush, child. Them things just don't even cooperate. I love Be Creative stones. Her stones brush in perfectly. She makes sure of that. So these stones are at a set size. You don't want to have your hole too big for an SS10 stone. Otherwise, it's going to look crazy because the hole is just like getting you a size 11 shoe to fit your size 9 foot. Your foot is going to be flopping around in that shoe. So, yes, you can upsize a rhinestone design to make it bigger. You can put SS6 stones into a bigger hole, but that stone is going to flop around in that design just like your foot is going to flop around in a size 11. And just like your foot is not going to properly squeeze into a size 8 shoe, a SS10 is not going to fit in a hole size smaller than what the rhinestone is made for. So let's go back. Now that you understand that, let's go back to Miss Sheila's name. Like, she might say that this, she might say, oh man, that's cute and all, but I want it to fit on my face mask over here on the side. And I'm gonna be like, okay, Sheila, well, we can make it smaller, but you're not gonna be able to use SS10 stones. So you done already bought SS10 stones. You're gonna have to shrink this down and buy SS6 stones. And we also now have to go back and make sure that these holes are going to be the right size for SS6 stones. And once we drop that down, it might be too small for a face mask. Or you might not want to work with SS6 size stones. You see what I'm saying? You have to, if you shrink a design or enlarge a design, it has to be done properly to fit your stones. Okay? So let's take Miss Sheila's, because it's a easy enough design to do. And what I'm going to do is break her name apart. Okay. So now we have all of the dots are separate. And I'm going to select one dot. And remember, this one dot is at 0.1314. So this is the perfect size for SS10 stones. So let's go back to Crystal Glam's website. And on her website, look at what the hole size she recommends for an SS6 stone. The hole size she recommends is 0.097. We're at 1.13. You hear me? You following me? So we got to do a little bit of math. Kind of easy math, but we still got to do math. So let's go back to make the cut. We got to remember 0.097. Okay? So let's select this whole thing. And I'm going to shrink it down. I could have done one letter at a time, but I'm pressed for time. So I shrunk the whole thing down. And now let's click on one of these stones and see what size it is. Remember, we're going for 0.097. So let's click one stone. Where are we at? We are at 0.088. So this is too small for an SS6 stone. So let's go back, grab all of it, make it a little bit bigger. Boop, boop, just like that. And now let's click again. What size is this? 0.928. Still too small because we need 0.97. So let's grab all of this again. Make it a little smidge bigger. Try it again. 0.938. Ah, bro, come on. We easing along down the road. Come on. So I'm going to go right here and select it again. 0.97. 0.97. Okay. So for my personal purposes, I kind of like to give myself a smidge more insurance when it's dead on like that and just go just a bit bigger. I should be good to cut this out. And now this size name for her will be in SS6 size stones. And it's smaller. So it might fit a face mask, but being that it is still 4 3/4 size big, it still may be too big for a face mask. So let's see. What do we say? 4 3/4 wide. So 4 3/4 puts her at right here. So this is how big, and it's still going to be too big technically for a face mask. Okay, see what I'm saying? And you can go smaller, but you then will have to find what an SS3 size stone hole looks like, what size that is, and then go find SS3 size stones. You see what I'm saying? So when you increase or decrease a rhinestone design, you can, but there you got to do it right. Okay, you got to do it right. So this is how you cut a rhinestone template. That is how you resize your stones. These are your common stone sizes for future reference. In most instances in the bling world, we use a combination of SS6, SS10, SS16s, and SS20s. Those are your usual stone sizes. Usual. Yes, there are some SS12s out there. They're kind of hard to find. And you can go bigger to SS30. So, yeah. Okay. So, what about the purchase make the cut? No longer, it is compatible with Cricut. We went over that. When you make a design or you check a design with make the cut, you save it as an SVG and then just upload the SVG to Cricut Design Space. So it does work with Cricut. Where did I get this chart? I got it from China. But hold on. I'm gonna take y'all to Be Createful. Show y'all Be Createful. Love Be Createful. So let's switch it over to Be Createful. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. That's the one I want. All right, so here's becreateful.com. Absolutely fantabulous website. As far as the template that I have, I think you can go into support, Rhinestone Guide and Tips, and she has, you know, kind of like a comparison chart that you can look at. But it's not like real time. Here's another rhinestone size chart to show you what the different stone sizes are that can be printed out. So she does have this available if you would like to, you know, get something for right now. But as far as an actual chart, she doesn't have one. I guess we need to come up with one, don't we? She also has a lot of other really good information out here. Rhinestones 101 is excellent. It explains the differences in the stones, the differences in the quality of stones. Please read that because I explain the quality differences all the time. And her Luxe rhinestones are amazing. They are very, very good. So if you read that 101, it'll give you some really good background information on rhinestones. And then here are her supplies. So here's the glue. If you're using flat back, this is the glue that I use on the volleyball. It's sold out right now, unfortunately, but this is my favorite, the black tube of Super Tight. This is another Super Tight. I have that, and then here's the bottle that I was showing you earlier. And then here's the Ninja Grip. Now I haven't used that yet, but you know. So she has the glues. Here's her flock, and it's called the Rocket Flock. She sells it by 1 yard, 3 yards, or 5 yards. She also has Afterpay. So if you use Afterpay, you know, you can rack up if you want to and pay monthly. Or pay, you know, not monthly, but pay in payments. You will also need transfer tape. She sells that as well. She sells transfer tape. All of her prices are amazing. She has storage containers. She also has tools. So the bling pens, she has these. I absolutely love my bling pens. If you need a brush, she's got the brushes. She's got trays. She's got refills. I mean, it's just, she has what alignment tools. She has what you need. Here, Hot Fix, which is what we cut the template out for. Hot Fix, here are her stones here. She even has neon stones now, y'all. OMG. They are so pretty. But if you can't afford the Luxe stones, get the DMC stones. DMC can be almost as pretty as her Luxe. Almost. Don't do the Korean. I mean, you can do the Korean. Korean is there. You know, most people can't tell the difference, but your better bet to wow your customers would be Luxe. If not Luxe, then your DMC. Okay. She also has starter kits. If you're interested, she also has sheets. These are Hot Fix sheets. And I'll show you what the flat, you know, I have flat back sheets and can show you what that does. But she has some of everything on here. Just take the time, check her out. I do have a coupon code. I guess I need to definitely put in the description below. But check out Be Createful for that. I'm gonna make sure I didn't forget to tell you something off of her website. And let me see if I can pull up that code and make sure that it is in the description. And I gotta remember how to get to it. Let's see. Nope, it's not there. It's not there. I'll find it. I'll have to find it. I can never remember where it is. I can never remember where it is, but I'll find the code. Let's see. So we cut those out. Her sheets are wonderful. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I used everyday vinyl iron for a t-shirt. I have to punch out a separate sheet. If I should have used permanent vinyl instead. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Sheila Cushionberry. Permanent vinyl is for like stickers or labels, like the labels I have on the front of my plastic drawers. That's what permanent vinyl is for. Okay, so let us, I think I know where my rhinestone brush is. So let's switch back over to the table and I'll show you brushing in the template. Oh my gosh, y'all, we going 30 minutes over. I am so sorry. I apologize, but I definitely want to finish this up so that you can see how this works. Where are we going? We're going to the Cricut cam. All right, so here's the Cricut cam. Let's grab our Live, Laugh, Love. All right, and so we're going to swing y'all over to the cutting table again. Whoops. Sorry. I can have you drunk over here. Let me make sure you can see the table. Whoops, Lord, I'm just swinging y'all all kind of which ways. Let's do this. There we go. My bad. Okay, so here is our rhinestone template. And what I do for all of my rhinestone templates is actually, let's do it this way. So I go to Dollar Tree and I buy these cutting mats. Okay, see these chopping mats. They're over in the kitchen section. And I have a Dollar Tree video that I need to edit and upload, and it'll show you where this is in the Dollar Tree. So that should be coming hopefully this week. I'll have that video done. But I buy these chopping mats and I stick my templates to the mat and cut it out to that size so that I don't have to ever worry about where I can stick my mats. I mean my template. Okay, so let's grab some scissors and get this open. All right, so you get 2 mats in this pack from Dollar Tree. So here's one, and pretty much this is what I do. Bloop, just like that. And then I don't have to worry about it anymore. So I don't worry about it not being sticky anymore. I don't worry about any of that. I just go ahead and save it to the mat. And then let's cut this so that I have this saved for future projects. And then I'm going to cut this so that I can put Sheila's name on this one. All right. So here's Sheila. This is going to come in the mail to you. All right. So here's Live, Laugh, Love. There's Miss Sheila Cushionberry. I'm gonna grab my bling, brush right here, and I'm going to grab some hot fix stones. I like this crystal AB, even though I think that may be too much going on for that mask. So I'm gonna go with these pink stones for my Live Laugh Love. And Sheila, I'm gonna send you crystal AB. Okay. And let me cut the heat press on. All right, and let me grab my transfer tape. So you'll need this as well. Okay, so let's do Live, Laugh, Love first. Live, Laugh, Love first. Actually, let's do Miss Sheila first. So I'm going to send you your template with stones in it. Okay, so all I do is pour stones out on. Whoops, that was entirely too much. Anyways, let's pour some of that back. Some of that back. Okay, so you pour out your stones, and now we take our brush, and the pressure is, see how I'm just making my fingers move just a little bit? It's not like pressed down like this, and it's not super light either, but you kind of give it a little pressure and go in circles. Okay, so what happens is as you circle and brush these stones in, see how easy that went in? Look at that. That's what happens if your stones aren't brushing in that easy. Either they're dirt cheap stones, or your holes are the wrong size. If they're the right size, they'll brush in. All right, trust me. I can't tell you how many times I cut it the wrong size. So what happens is if one stone goes in upside down, as you circle around with the brush, another stone will circle by and flip it over the right side into the hole. All right. So now that we've got Miss Sheila's uh, name brushed in for the most part, I'm gonna take all the extra off of the surface. See how much closer we can get y'all on this. There we go. It's a little bit better. And so now we have her name all brushed in. I'm going to move this one stone because it was out of place. And then I see another stone up here out of place, but there's a stone missing here. So I'm going to grab that stone and I'm going to put it in place. And all I do is I'll take my hand or two fingers and I'll kind of go over it, brush just like this. It's a nice firm pressure, but a steady stroke. Don't stop and put your hand on it and lift it up. It'll pick up them stones every time. So I just brush across, because what will happen when you do that, if there's a stone out of place, usually doing this will knock it out of place and you'll see, hey, there's an extra stone in there that shouldn't be there. But we did so well with ours, I didn't have that issue. So there, hers is done. Her name is done. So what I'm going to do for her is, first of all, actually, let me get these stones picked up because I'm not using that color with this template. So we're going to clean up our mess because I don't like mixing stones. All right, so that's done. Move this out the way. I'll grab my transfer tape. All right, so that's a pretty decent size to get that picked up. Actually, I'm going to cut it big enough for both of these. So here we go. And I'm going to grab my rollie. And we're going to cut this at 3¼ inches roughly. And the reason why I use a straight edge ruler is because I like for my flock and my transfer tape to be nice and even with my next project, and I don't have to worry about it. So let's cut this for that. Here for Miss Sheila. I'm going to take this. And when you go to apply this, this is one of the most tricky parts about doing rhinestones. Look there, I already picked up and messed it up in a couple of places. You got to be real careful with this transfer tape because it'll stick and it'll pick up stones when you don't want it to. And it also has static electricity as well. So sometimes it'll pull stones up to it if you're not quick enough. So we'll show you how I usually do that. I take it and I bend it in a U shape, just like this, and bring it straight down in one fluid motion and drop it. And that's how I do my rhinestone. And so when you pick it up, just like this, see the stone stick to it in the shape that it needs to be, and then you press it to the shirt and press it on the heat press. But in this instance, this is going to go in the mail to her just like this. So we're going to take this and I'm going to stick it right back on this tape so that her stones won't go anywhere and I can ship this to her. Okay. So with this one though, it says live, laugh, love. Take it. I'm going to pour this on the top of this thing, on the template. And now we're going to brush these stones in. SS10. Same way we did with her name. And now I'm going to brush all the excess off. Man, that went in just perfect, just the same. Oh, man, I love it when they brush in just that easy. So I'm going to drag my finger across, make sure there are no extra stones, and that time there weren't. That just cut absolutely perfectly. But I'm lying. Look, there's one little one right there, out of place. So that's why I always double check visually as well. But I brush my finger just to be sure, and then I go back and check just to triple, double, quadruple check. And now that I see everything is where I need it to be, I'm going to grab this tape and I'm going to do the same thing. Bend it to a U shape, go down in the middle, and spread it out. And now, live, laugh, love, which even in that color is kind of hard to read. It'll be alright. I know what it says. And now I'm going to clean up my mess, get the stones, before I do anything else, and put the stones back. Now, when you're brushing those into that template, as soon as those stones are in there, between the time of you brushing the stones in and putting the tape over the top, don't let nobody hit the table. Because if they hit the table, them stones will jump up out of there and you'll learn a whole new language. So don't let anybody hit the table. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get a face mask and see if this fits. So we have a face mask right here. And let's take this off. Okay. And we're going to lay this right on the side of that face mask. That's going to be super cute. Alright, so there's live, laugh, love. So I'll be able to press this to this face mask as soon as my heat press gets to the right temperature. And then, which is right here in it. Look at there. And time. So I generally press at 350 for about 12 seconds. So let's switch you guys over to the heat press. Make sure you can see the heat press. Pretty sure you can. And here is the mask. I'm going to lay it off the edge because there's some attachment right there that looks kind of plasticky. So hopefully this won't mess it up too bad, but there it is. Usually it sticks better than this, but that neoprene is kind of wishy-washy. So let's press that. And now, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we have a rhinestone face mask, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you take a design and you hot fix rhinestone something. All right, so we did it step by step, right? So I would like to do a challenge we're going to have a challenge. So for those of you who want to do rhinestones and you are watching us now, I want you to rhinestone something. Okay? So I want you to bling something. I don't care what it is. It can be a face mask. It can be a shirt. It can be whatever. Get you some stones. Find you. This was free, remember? This was a free design. So go get your free design. Get one little thing of rhinestones and make you something with your Cricut cutter, your silhouette, something. The way I showed you. Worst case scenario, if you don't want to go through all of this, she has adhesive sheets too. Adhesive rhinestone sheets. So, like, this is my power bank. And all I did was cut the sheet to the size. And I didn't have to use heat or anything. I just peeled it off like a sticker and applied it to this. Look at the bling on that. It's insane. So she has quality stuff. All right, give it a shot. Give her a matter of fact. I'm gonna go online now and get that code off of one of the older rhinestone videos, so that you can have the discount code for those of you that have never ordered from her before. Okay, because I want to make sure you get your discount. So we are going to, let's go here. Where's the rhinestone playlist? Just in case you need to watch again, we got the tutorial on the rhinestone playlist as well. So you can go there and you can go to the tutorial and learn how to do all of this. Okay. Let's see. Blingstone. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put it in the chat and I'm going to put it in the description. So you are right here. Do you use the same heat press if you're using easy press machine? You can use the easy press machine too. Is the discount good for a repeat customer? No, it's for a first time order. It's for a first time order only. Let's go into edit and for discount, actually for first time buyers, 10% off. All right, so it's in the chat as well. Now the only other thing I need to do is find the link to make the cut and put that in the chat as well. So I'll have to look that up. How do you charge for bling? For me, charging for bling, I generally charge I want to say like 15 cents a stone, roughly 15 cents a stone. Or is it 0.025? Hold on, I think it's 0.025 per stone. Let me look real quick. Where's my calculator? 0.025. Let me make sure that's right. Times 1500. 0.025 per stone in a design. That's how I charge. So for instance, where were we? We were right here. Okay. So now that's if I'm using Lux. That's if I'm using the Lux stones. And I'll show you kind of how I dicker with the price depending upon what I'm dealing with. So let's switch the camera over to the desktop. Actually, you know what? Let's switch this. And then I'm going to cut off this heat press so I don't smoke it out in here. It's so hot, y'all. Woo! That heat press heats it up, buddy. In the wintertime, it's perfect. But right now, that's a no. Okay, so here's her website. Here's the design we just cut out. So here's the one that we chose, SS10. See, it says 177 SS10 stones. So you take 177, really 177 times 0.025. So $4.42. So $4. For me, with my customers, I'll round it down. So whatever the cost of the mask is, plus $4 or $4.25, that's what I would charge them to make that mask. So $2 for the mask, maybe. So $2 plus 4, so $6 for that mask. It's 177 stones. All right. If I were doing something a little bit bigger, let's go to We're in This Together. We're in This Together. Notice it has 2 different color stones. That doesn't factor into my price unless I have to buy that color stone, but even still, it doesn't factor into my price. Total count 1,714 stones in this design. So I would take 1,714 times 0.025, and that comes up to basically $43, $42.85 to bling that shirt. Usually that cost not only covers the rhinestones, it also covers the cost of the flock. It also covers the cost of your transfer tape. It also covers the cost of the shirt. In most instances, my shirts are, basic t-shirts. Now, if they're doing sweatshirts, I add in the cost of the sweatshirt. So I thought you had a mini press. Could have used that and not heated up the room quicker. Yes, that is true, Sheila Cushionberry. But my first thought was the heat press. Unfortunately. Ty White, thanks for all the information. Now I just have to crack open my Cameo. Yeah, my Cameo is just sitting there. I'm trying to tell you. You're welcome, Lori Campbell. Fancy Boo got her free template. Sweet. Thank you, Ty White. I appreciate you caught us too. That's what's up. What's the best iron for t-shirts? Betty's Nails. Honestly, what I would suggest is here on Amazon. Heat press. If you're limited on space, I would suggest, like an easy press. The only reason why I say easy press or, a heat press, they even have the little handheld presses, but see, the easy presses, you can set your temperature and you can make sure it's not too hot, because if it's too hot, then the stones will melt the glue will melt too quick, and some of them will fall off because you'll kind of like jack up the glue. So 350 is a good temperature for rhinestones. Alrighty. So I always suggest a heat press. So again, you guys got your challenge, right? I want to see bling. For all of the folks that ain't never blinged before, go into Facebook group once you've done it. Say, this is my first bling project, so we can holler and shout from the rooftops how cute it turned out for you. Okay? Use the Cameo for the first time last night. Well, at least you got to use it, Mom. At least you got to use it. How cute am I going to be going to the grocery store, y'all? I'm going to be cute. People going to be like, what is that on her? What is that? What is that? I'm going to say, live, love, laugh, girl. Live, love, laugh. That's what it says. Live, love, laugh, girl. Live, love, laugh. Sorry, is iron vinyl for shirt? I'm already hooked. I'm hope you are. I love rhinestones. Let me go back up. Hold on. Let me go back up and make sure I got you. What is the best iron on vinyl for a shirt? Iron vinyl is for t-shirts. And there's a couple of suggestions. What is your Facebook group name? It is the Hoop Group. the Hoop group. And when you type in the Hoop group, you should see me and Sir McQuacken standing there. Thank you, Sharon. Welcome. Always a pleasure to have you here. Always a pleasure. So you can go to t-shirt vinyl, t-shirt vinyl. So we have the little dragon. What is the name of the little dragon? Nope, it wasn't the little dragon. Tiny dragon? Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I done forgot my website for. I'm drawing blank because it's getting late for me. I'm getting tired. You also can do Heat Transfer Warehouse. Heat Transfer Warehouse has HTV, which I prefer Caesar Easy Weed, but they have a whole ton of vinyl that you can use. But Caesar Easy Weed is a really good vinyl, if that's what you were looking for. So there's Caesar Easy Weed. They also have sublimation blanks. They also have rhinestones and flock. Let's see what their flock is. The same rocket flock. They have rhinestone flock too. That rocket flock, I think, is the only flock left in the world. That pink flock and the blue flock is all you can get nowadays. That's all you can get. Same price, 5-yard roll, $65. 10-yard roll, 25-yard roll. They even got bigger rolls. Yes. 1-yard roll, and you can buy theirs by the 12 by 12 sheet if you would like. Put my initial on face mask, and Rhinestones got a template from my file creation. Hey, Mickey Peterson, thank you for joining the Hoop group. Woo! Yes. You get a blingy bell. Say we gonna bling bell too. Alright, you guys, I appreciate y'all joining me for the Rhinestone Fun tonight. I haven't done rhinestones in a while, so I figured we'll go ahead and kick out some rhinestone designs and questions, because when we were on with Big Boy this past Friday, that question came up more than anything else. So if you're interested, check out Big Boy Prints, BIGBOI and PRINTS. Big Boy Prints. He does HTV as well. I'm sorry, DTF. He does direct to film, just like what we're starting to get into. And he has phenomenal ink for DTF. So if you're in the DTF, buy his ink. I promise you won't be disappointed. I am in love. So go ahead and hit him up for DTF stuff. But our interview was on there for this past Friday. We had a ball. So where do I get that template? It is in the description. You would get that from myfileaddiction.com. myfileaddiction.com. The orange is gone now. There's no more orange. Orange and pink, it was all the same flock. It was just different colors. But it's all the same flock. One particular company has their own color. So the blue is exclusive. But the pink, now everybody else has the pink. So, yes, ma'am. Oh, and let me put Crystal. Oh, I put Crystal Glam in the chat, but I didn't put it in the description. So if you're interested in getting a rhinestone template created for you, you can check out Crystal Glam as well. And I'll go ahead and drop that in the description right now, so that it'll be there for you as well. How are you? That's awesome that you do stuff with rhinestones. Why? Let me type in a custom template here. And let's do this. And let's do this. And let's do this. And let's do that. Boom! Okay, so Crystal Glam is in there too. The orange was pretty. Are you still planning on doing the teddy bear mobile and creative fabric hub? We can. I thought about it. Oh, I mentioned it, but I was like, people might not want to see that. So I guess if y'all want to see it, I'll do it. You'll finally try making your own template and use the rhinestones you've had forever. Okay, cool. Let me know. Now, JC Productions, how are you? When did you? Oh, I've been into doing rhinestones for about 2 years now, and I will readily admit that I was always curious about rhinestones, but I was under the impression that you had to have a rhinestone machine. There is a such thing as a rhinestone machine, and it will make templates. The machine actually places the stones and makes templates. It's really, really cool to see it. Oh my god, but that machine is expensive. Um, so I thought that was the only way you could do rhinestones. And I was at a trade show. I was at NBM show, which is now the Garment Expo show here in Charlotte, and came across the booth for the Rhinestone World. And they were showing how you can make rhinestone templates with using a regular cutting machine. And I was floored and looked into it even more through them and spread it out and found more resources all over the place. So I love rhinestones and blinging. It's just a lot of fun. It really is. So yes, Fancy Boo Creations, you was in that night. I'm glad you was. Thank you for letting us know you enjoyed the show. You're welcome, Gorgeous Rose. First timer, Janice, welcome. Thank you for joining us for the first time. Bling supplies coming tomorrow. Now I have a better idea how to use it. You're welcome. So you guys have a great night. I appreciate the new members joining up and for the super chats. Thank you so much for your generosity. All proceeds go to help build our channel and get more cool stuff for us to play with here and have some fun with all of the supplies and stuff that we use. So it is always, always appreciated. Thank you so very much. I hope you guys have a great night. And like I said, let's make this a challenge. So go on to our Facebook group. And as soon as you do your first bling design, let us know this is my first bling design after watching the bling show. And we'll celebrate and have a good time with you. Meanwhile, I got to finish this volleyball, y'all. Somebody pray for me. Pray for me to get this volleyball done. Because I'm trying to tell y'all. I've been putting it off. And I need to quit putting this off. It needs to be done. I've got to get this volleyball completed. So pray for me. All right, y'all. I am going to take my butt to bed. And you guys, oh my gosh, we went an hour over. I am ashamed. I apologize. Y'all have a great night. Okay? We'll talk to y'all next time. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on The Baby's Booty. Have a good night, y'all. Holler at me if you have any other questions. Shoot me an email or catch me on Facebook. Have a good night. Bye. If I click the right thing.